So, fundraising, the fun stuff. Let's get into it. What were your most successful fundraising ideas? I mean, honestly, this is not flashy or exciting or anything like that. But what my wife and I did is we just had in-person meetings with as many of our friends and people as we could. Yeah, we sent out letters and things like that. And so we got some different support from the letters. So we sent letters to kind of like intro, hey, we're going to Zambia. We want you to consider supporting us. And then we followed up everybody by calling them and then having meetings with them. And most of them are our friends. So it was pretty, it feels really scary, but it ends up being kind of fun because a lot of your friends love you and want to support you. So you sit down and you just get to have a meal or have coffee with your friend, which is fun. And everybody likes doing that. So we would just do that and then kind of say, hey, you got our letter. We're going to Zambia. We'd like you to consider supporting us financially while we're there. And, we obviously would also love your support through prayer and your support as a friend in continuing our relationship even while we're abroad. And yeah, it worked for us. Everybody's got kind of a different thing they'll tell you. But really, a lot of my thing is just in-person relationships, people to people, is the easiest way to raise money, I think, because the people that will end up supporting you most of the time are those that you have relationships with. And there's others that will, but a lot of the times, those people and God will use lots of different sources for funding and things like that. But I really think that the people who are going to care the most about who you are, what you're doing, and want to support you in that are your friends and your family and people that you have a good relationship with. Some people will support you because they think that the work you're doing is particularly valuable, and a lot of people will support you because they know and they love you. And ideally, we do want them to be considering throughout the process supporting Special Hope as an organization. And that's the whole idea, is that the money is not for you. It is for your work. And the money is coming to support Special Hope Network in the sense that you are there to support Special Hope and to work there. And so that ultimately is where the money ends up. But a lot of people's motivations, I think, for actually giving money tend to revolve around they want to support you as their friend and as the person that they care about. But yeah, fundraising can be stressful. It's not always very fun. It was fun to get to spend time with my friends. It was always fun to have to get to meet with friends. So a lot of those, like the different phone calls to people you don't know as well, who you sent a letter to, are not always as fun. But that's just kind of a part of it. If you want to go and work in Zambia, then you're going to have to fundraise for this job. And if the Lord wants you to be there, then he'll provide the funds for you. If he doesn't want you to be there, he might not provide funds for you. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you're, fundraising for 6 months or fundraising for a year and you just aren't anywhere close to where you need to be, I would just urge you to consider whether it really is where the Lord is calling you to. And if you still continue to think it is, then you need to trust in his timing as far as providing the funds for you to be able to get there. Because if God doesn't want you to go work in Zambia, he won't send you there and he won't provide for you to get there. If he does, he will. That's just how it works, I think. That's how God works. And he has a plan for what is going to happen in your life. And it's going to be okay. The plan that God has for you is a good one. And if that, if that involves moving to Zambia, then he's going to provide for the fundraising. If that involves staying where you are, finding a different job, he's going to provide an avenue and direction for that. God is faithful and will take care of the fundraising for you. I mean, honestly, that's the thing that made it least stressful for me, is a reminder of God's faithfulness, and also getting to enjoy spending time and an opportunity to just maintain these great relationships with your friends. Oh, organizational tips for tracking your money or funds. I mean, you got to figure out your own system. We just had an Excel spreadsheet and people's addresses. I mean, the thing that they have, the e-tapestry thing that they'll set you up with, if they're still doing that, will provide you at least with all of the names and addresses and stuff of the people once they actually go in and donate, which is really useful. And it is important, I think, always to just respond right after somebody donates to you or gives to you. Just say thank you, saw your donation, really appreciate it. But as far as tracking it, I mean, just do your best. Really, really do your best to try to keep track of everything, because you want to understand where you are at financially as far as fundraising goes. Because it just is good to keep track of it all. Yeah, because they'll help you to try to get a clear understanding, and some of the information that is provided is pretty useful as far as the specifics of how much money you've brought in total and things like that. And there's a clear kind of number that you need to get at, and there's a clear, this is where it's at, or this is how much I've brought in so far. But yeah, just keep track of it as best you can, because it really is good for your own peace of mind to know where you stand as far as funding goes, and whether you need to do some more work while you're still in the States, or whether you can feel confident about going. And they'll help you figure that out too.